Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm really excited to be here with you all again. My name is April for those of you who are new here, and please remember to like and subscribe if you do in fact like my content and you wouldn't mind seeing my face again. The topic of today's video is Pan Those Eyeshadows Project Pan. This was created by Elisa, I believe. I'll link her below. This is my fourth update, I think, for this project, and I've really been shocked at how slow moving it is for me. I love the project, so it's not a problem, but in my mind I was going to be like panning through these eyeshadows so fast, and I was going to have all these pans and use all of my eyeshadows, and that's not happening. But I'm still loving the project, so let's talk about what is happening on a more realistic level. I do have 2 shadows leaving this month, which is my goal. I would love to see that happen every month, but this is the first time it's happened. When did I say this? Update 4? So it's not as easy as I thought it would be, especially since I'm working on other eyeshadow projects. You know, my criteria for rolling out is either 20 uses, hit pan, or declutter. So far in the project, I have rolled out 3 that had 20 uses, 0 hit pans, and 2 declutters. And those 3 that had 20 include the 2 from today. So I think that I'll have to double check the accuracy of that statement later, but for now, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. Yeah. So let's talk about eyeshadows. Eyeshadows. I keep saying eyeshadows funny today. Eyeshadows. Juvias plays Custard. Last month, I left off on here at 16 uses. So I was pretty sure I was going to be getting this one out this month, and I did. I finally got 20 uses, and somehow I didn't hit pan. I do have this big dip here that like this big scrape here. It's from making eyeliner. I could have scraped over here closer to the pan to like actually hit pan, but I felt like I was going to be cheating if I did that. So I'm sure this will hit pan at some point very soon. And I'm just really happy to be moving this shade along. I love it. I do love it. But it is more of like a 1 to 2 times per month shade. 20 times felt like a lot for this one, even though the formula was perfect and it was super fun. Just the color. I mean, the color was like so loud, and there was not a lot of toning down to it. So I love it. Just ready to move on. This next one is one I actually have on today, and this is Butter London Queen. I was stalled out on this one with 6 uses last month. So I set a goal to get to 10, and drum roll, I didn't. I made it to 8. I keep saying it, but this is just a summer shade for me, and I have a hard time gravitating towards it until summer. I'm going to be struggling with it until we're in summer. Another thing about this project is how well your shadows go together and how much of an everyday look you can create or make. So this one probably, starting this month as I start getting outside, it will probably go pretty fast because it really is an everyday type of shade for me. I feel like I look pretty everyday right now. So yeah, it really is easy. It's just I need it to be the right time of year. Ofra Rodeo Drive. So I had 11 uses last month, and I blew that out of the water this month. I made it to 20 on this one as well. I was super surprised. I forgot to use this at some point, so this one should have been really easy. It should have only been in for like 1 or 2 months, but just one of those things. This was the easiest shadow so far in this project. I just had to remember to use it. It pretty much works with everything. You can pretty much work it in somehow every single day if you really, really wanted to. I enjoyed it, but I'm looking forward to rolling in something new, but just a beautiful, I mean, it's even a highlighter. Like, no complaints about that whatsoever. Smashbox Wheat. Well, this one went from 8 to 8. Yeah, I didn't use it at all. Sorry, I just kind of forgot about it and was focusing on other things. And lastly, my last shadow was a shadow that I drew in last month, and it's this Natasha Denona Pinija. I'm covering this plastic here. It's a lovely brown green duochrome, and I really love this shade. I really like it. I don't care much for this palette, but this shade has saved this palette from decluttering so many times. And you know, I don't even normally like shades like this, but there's something just really special about this version that is just really, really lovely. I did manage to use it 3 times, which isn't a lot. I actually have it on today. See, it looks very brown. It lost its green today, which sometimes does happen. So I managed to use it 3 times, not a lot, but once again, this is a summer fall shade to me, and so that's kind of expected. I will start getting into it now. I do love that it pairs very well with Queen from the Butter Linen palette and the Smashbox Wheat. So I do have like a look happening there that I can wear on the daily, so that's cool. So I probably will start working on that for now. This month, I get to bring in 2 shadows, and that's super cool. So let's spin some wheels and do some stuff. Alright guys, if this video gets a little bit weird right here, I actually lost the second half of the footage of the video, so yeah, I'm just kind of like 2 weeks later, I'm refilming, because I didn't realize it until I went to edit, and then, yeah, it's a mess. So this is going to be a really, really late Pan Those Eyeshadows, and I will have an update, you know, at the beginning of June, because I have been like working through, I just didn't get the video up. Alright, so let's just, let's try to pick up where I left off, and I think that's where I was spinning in to bring in some new eyeshadows. I have 2 new eyeshadows. So, alright, so on my inventory, I have my palettes noted by purchase year. So Juvia's Place Douce palette is 2018. So I am going to draw in another shade from 2018 to replace that palette. And I pulled in number 4, which is actually this Juvia's Place palette again. Okay, so, and then I pulled in shade number 2. So it's this shade here, and I swatched over that, and now it's like got another color on it. So if it looks dirty, it's just another eyeshadow mixed in there. Okay, so I was really uncertain whether I wanted to work on this palette again. I thought about taking it out, maybe because, I don't know. I just thought that that might be a thing to do, but I thought about it and I'm like, you know what, I've made between, like, I had this in Deck of Panning palette project pan this year, and then I worked on this one for this project, and now this one, so like I'm getting a lot of progress on this palette, and that could be kind of cool. So I think I decided to go ahead and keep it in. This is what Tart looks like. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and just work on that one. Then the Ofra Luxe palette that I'm taking out is from 2020, so I am going to pick another palette from my 2020-2021 category, and I have to admit this is like my super favorite category just because it's the ones that I haven't really got to play with yet at all. And I picked palette number 1, and it is the Charlotte Tilbury palette. It is Desert Haze Luxury Palette of Mattes. I actually got this in like a Charlotte Tilbury mystery box. And before I drew, I have used it now, but when I first drew it into this project, I had never even used it. Like I said, that was a couple weeks ago. But what I got, I drew shade number 4, so I originally went 1, 2, 3, 4, but when you flip it over, that's actually shade 3. But so I went ahead and stuck with that one. It's the Smoke shade. So let's see. Am I able to see it? Oh yeah, there we go. Oops, sorry, I swatched off camera. Yeah. So when I originally did the video, I really wasn't loving the picks. I don't want to talk too much about where I'm at because that will be for the update. So I'm trying to remember and talk to you like it was 2 weeks ago. I have more of a cohesive color story now. So I was kind of talking about that at the beginning, that some of my shades didn't really fit in that well, but now I have this Smashbox Wheat. And then I have Butter Linen Queen. And then I have Natasha Denona Pinija. yeah, so now I have these 4 shadows here that really make a very cohesive color story that will be much easier for me to gravitate towards those shadows and get some looks out of them, especially since I can do, you know, I mean, honestly, like looking at this, I could probably do I could do every shadow in a look. So yeah, that will be helpful to me because like Smashbox Wheat and Queen have kind of been in the project for a long time at this point, and I've just not been able to gravitate towards them to get them out. And then this one actually I think might go really well with my Pan That palette. So I'm kind of looking forward to trying that combo, and that would be really, really nice. If I could have some shadows that I could actually use together, maybe to help me get through some things a little bit faster for a minute. Alright guys, that is my update. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm sorry about the weird footage. I'm sorry about the super close updates, but I'm sure you guys don't really mind. Everybody's incredibly supportive and forgiving in the project painting community, and I just really appreciate it. I really enjoyed filling you in on this project. This is obviously, all of these are my favorites. I always say this one is one of my favorites, but it's because I do just really enjoy the projects that I'm in this year. Please feel free to stop and say hi in the comments and let me know, as always, if you're doing this project too, and I will see you again soon. Very, very soon this time. Bye.